They say he got caught because of the way he was doing interviews, the way he wanted to get his story out.
Okay.
By contacting actors and having people come see him, they say that left him vulnerable to get, surveyed by the police and have them come and scoop him up. Like
he should have just stayed hiding and wrote a book.
That's what he should have did. He should have. I would have just been gone.
I would have been gone. I don't care about my story being out. I'm stupid rich.
Maybe he got so much. That's what I'm saying. If you think about this, what kind of person would you be? See, I think responsibilities make us who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of person would you be if you didn't have to worry about anything? Like, if you had nothing to worry about, you didn't have to worry about where your next meal coming from, where your daughter meal's coming from. You ain't got to worry about how she going to go to school. If everything is paid for before you even think about it.
What kind of person would you be?
That's why I said that about Chris Brown. Not to bring up the man bad past, but I was saying that about Chris Brown when that shit happened. I never forget. I was talking to someone and I was telling them the shit I'm talking about is him and Rihanna when he beat up Rihanna. When Chris Brown beat up Rihanna, I said, you don't know what happened in that car.
Exactly.
I said, but whatever
you talked about that.
Whatever happened, he didn't think twice because he's used to, not having to be responsible for anything.
For nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Because he got, not that he's...
And not even just Chris Brown. That's why a lot of them child stars, when they became grown-ups, they run into a shitload of legal problems.
Right.
Because they never had to be responsible for nothing.
Right. So if I'm never, and what I mean by responsible means I don't have to worry about it and attend to it with my own focus. That's what I mean by... not having to be responsible.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure he been the breadwinner since he was 16.
Yeah.
He's been responsible financially. He's been taking care of
financially,
everything.
Man.
But what I mean is morally, he's never had to be responsible.
And that's what I say. I feel like the responsibilities that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, that's why morals and shit come from.
Right. And that's what I was saying about El Chapo.
Yeah.
Like he's been rich for God knows how long. Because he broke out of jail in the 90s and all kind of shit.
So he just been breaking out.
Yeah, this wasn't the first time.
Ran off on the judge twice.
So he been making money, buku money for years, decades. So,
and I see what the interview he did with Sean Penn, and basically he told Sean Penn he knows that he's the #1 supplier of marijuana, of cocaine, of heroin
to America. He's our plug to America.
One man, Obama ain't got shit on El Chapo.
No, he got power like a motherfucker.
Yeah, one man supplies America.
One man, yeah, right, exactly.
All 72 states.
Right, he got, well, technically, no, but I get what you mean. What did you say?
All 72 states.
All 72 states. I didn't even hear that part. I'm talking about, because I got caught up in the part where he said one man. So, but yeah, one man. This is another thing we tend to do. It's a book called Outliers that I'm reading by Malcolm Gladwell. Very good book. The book is basically pointing out how no one does it by innate talent alone. Like, no one can do it by themselves, basically. It's somebody helping him along the way. Somebody, El Chapo got to have a right-hand man that's never been to jail, apparently, that doesn't get caught. Hell, what if El Chapo is the right-hand man that's the fall guy for the real Chapo? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So we don't.
Because that's why I don't get it. Mm-hmm. Because if he's the main man and he, I don't feel like he should care about his story getting out there. Like, so it makes sense what you're saying. I feel like he's the fall guy.
What if he is?
And whoever the main man is, he's getting his story out there.
And,
because it don't make it ain't really adding up. Because if it was,
or he could, because the point we trying to dissect this mind frame. It don't necessarily got to make sense to us. You feel me? We just trying to go through and see what is it exactly could it possibly be. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he could be the man.
Could be.
Most likely he is what he said.
Yeah, most likely he is the man.
But I'm just thinking if we analyzing this with a third eye, if we really using our minds, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Either you're so rich, you just don't care. You kind of lost sight of what's priority over another thing.
And you got to think, like, I mean, I ain't never been to prison, neither have you, but from what I've heard, like, people with money like him, like, they live the lavish life in prison. So, you know.
You just see a cell? The other man had a cell. The tunnel, the open.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
He was vibing. He was good. Or you ever see, nigga, Pablo had his own prison built and told the police they couldn't come within 2 miles of the prison. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, when you got that kind of money and you living in them countries that's corrupted governments, you get what you want. You go to prison on your time. You got me on your terms. You go to prison on your terms. But anyway, the question I pose, I'm bringing up El Chapo to say this. I personally feel like if you want to sell dope, you can. If you want to buy dope, you can. If you want to smoke dope, you can. I feel like it's up to you as a person. I'm big on personal responsibility.
Yeah.
So whatever two consenting adults do is their business, and I don't mean on that only with sex. I mean if you want to consent to selling dope and you want to consent to buying it and
that's
getting
your fancy.
That's your fancy. That's let your boat float.
Man, I keep my eyes on my own front porch.
You feel me?
I don't care about what's going on in your lawn.
With that said, it's like I'm not even gonna give a bad opinion about El Chapo. Some people don't like drug dealers, other people do. Some people like
to each his own.
To each his own. You know what I'm saying? Like I never romanticized that. Right, it's pointless. I've always had an understanding that it ends up dead or in jail. And even as big as El Chapo is,
he's in jail.
He's going to jail. Or
Frank
in jail.
Lucas went to jail.
Went to jail. So I know that no matter how big you are, put it like this: if we're talking about them and what they got, 9 times out of 10 they are dead or in jail. Exactly. Because we know about what they got.
See, I want to be like the ones we don't know about.
Right, the guys we never heard of.
Imagine who was El Chapo before El Chapo.
Exactly. Who was the one that was before him? Who was his predecessor? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, long story short,
but yeah, Sean Penn, like, how do he get these interviews? Because from what I've seen today, they said that a Mexican actress, is the one who set it up for him.
Kate.
So who is this actress that got plugs to El Chapo?
No, what it is this. This is what I was reading the piece. I was reading I think it was the New Yorker or the New York Times, one of those things. But anyway, I was reading the snippet. And personally, I believe El Chapo just trying to fuck, or he fucked, or he's fucking this chick. That's what I personally believe. I believe their relationship is either romantic, or she must be some kind of friend of the family or dear friend of his. She possibly could be related. I don't know.
Nah, he fucking her.
That's what I said the first time I seen it. He fucking this bitch. I think he fucking her. Just like Pablo. It was a chick Pablo was fucking. Pablo Escobar was fucking in Narcos, the news reporter lady. He was fucking her to get his story out. You know what I'm saying? She was able to paint him in the media the way he wanted himself to be portrayed. Yeah. She was able to do that for him. So El Chapo, I think it's probably something similar because he didn't want to give Sean Penn anything for his story unless she was there to take credit, unless she was there to be a part of it.
And see, Sean Penn say he didn't get paid. He said when he do interviews like that with people like, he said he don't get paid. Oh, wow. Like by Rolling Stone, he does it like basically for free. He just enjoys doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
And they actually put out something. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but basically saying like the 5 top things are the top things they learned from the interview. Mm-hmm. And
hit me with the 5.
It was El Chapo doesn't think he's at all to blame for the global epidemic of drug addiction.
He's not.
I agree 100%. His thing is drug trafficking does not depend on just one person. It depends on a lot of people. Yeah. If there was no consumption, there would be no sales.
Right.
It is true that consumption day after day becomes bigger and bigger, so it sells and sells.
Right.
And they say Sean Penn agrees. And he said, like, are we, the American public, not indeed complicit in what we do? We are the consumers, and as such, we are complicit in every murder and in every corruption of institutions' ability, of an institution's ability to protect the quality of life for citizens of Mexico and the U.S.
Right.
That comes as a result of our insatiable appetite for illicit narcotics.
That's the first number 1 thing?
Yeah, that's number 1.
What's number 2? You ain't got to go through. You got to read the whole number 2.
Yeah. Number 2 is El Chapo doesn't consider himself a violent person.
Chapo, I don't know you personally.
Nothing about Chapo sounds violent to me.
But I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say if you're the head of a Mexican cartel,
you done put a few hits out.
You might have some violent tendencies.
He does.
I'm assuming. I don't want to say for certain, but I'm under the impression that you possibly.
Well, you know what? Look at his explanation is all I do is defend myself, nothing more.
Okay.
Do I start trouble? Never. I probably can agree with that.
Well, we don't know. Listen.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know, right?
But yeah, I can say if I was in his position, what am I starting trouble with somebody for?
Okay.
If I'm the the leading supplier, because if I'm the leading supplier, nobody else has to demand and shit nobody else has what I have.
Now, mind you, okay, perfect example. So you're the leading supplier, right? I'm gonna send a couple guys. I'm trying to come up.
Okay.
I'm gonna send a couple.
So I can tell you that. What I'm defending myself.
No. You're not defending yourself.
Yeah. No matter how you come, you shouldn't have came to me.
No, I didn't come at you. All I did was my people. This is a market. This is an open market, baby. This is capitalism.
It ain't open. It's mine.
No, hold on now. So you not starting? You starting something now?
Because I don't monopoly. It's a monopoly.
Yes.
Everything
you know
is me.
how the game go. You know how you started something.
And they should know how El Chapo goes.
Right. Which means El Chapo is a violent person because I'm not.
If a motherfucker too scared to even go step to him with a business proposition,
there you go.
You got the violence.
You got okay, Chapo. If you not violent, word around the street is you violent. So I'm gonna tell you.
That's what they told me.
That's what they told me. You need to tell them they need to get it right. But G shit though, because think about that. That's okay. I disagree with that. I don't know him personally.
I don't know a person, but to be the head of a drug cartel,
the first thing they said about Griselda Blanco was the cop that I can't think of the cop's name, but the detective that arrested her, when he said that the first thing he said to himself about her when he found out she was the head of the Miami Colombian cartel, she's the head of that branch. He said, "This must be one mean lady to be the head of an organization that's predominantly men, a business that's ran by men. She got to be one mean lady."
Can you imagine how reckless and heartless she have to be? Because, for one, a man likes to feel in charge. Right. So for men to lay down and, listen to this woman,
she scares you.
She scares you.
Yeah. Y'all ain't got to imagine shit. I'll tell you a fact. She gave bonuses to the hitman that killed the kids. That was a fact. She gave you an extra bonus if you killed the parents and killed the kids. This is in Cocaine Cowboys, when Rivy tell a story about how him and the other dude went to the family, the people who owed Griselda like 200 keys, and he had the wife, killed the wife in the bedroom, killed the husband in the other room, and that's what Rivy did. And the dude, I can't think of his name, but the other hitman was finna go kill the kids, and Rivy was like, "What you finna do?" He was like, "I'm finna go kill the kids. La Madrina said she gonna pay me extra to do the kids." So he said, "Hell no, you're not." He said, "Take another step, I kill you." He said, "Well, let's go. We gone."
Okay, well,
left the kids playing in their
I would have called her to say how much she gonna give me to kill this bitch.
But and he was off the chain. The nigga who was finna kill the kids, that's the same dude that went into the Miami International Airport. I don't know if you remember. He went into the Miami International Airport and stabbed the motherfucker up at the terminal. Yeah, they was loose. But anyway, so El Chapo, we're gonna go to number 3 in a second. So he's a violent person.
He have to be.
There's no way around it. It comes with the territory.
He have to be.
People like that think this is not violent.
If he wasn't violent, he'd be getting ran off on.
If he wasn't violent, they'd be running off.
Because every drug dealer that I've known that people felt like, oh, he pussy or he soft,
right?
They don't last long because everybody's gonna try you and run off with your shit. Yeah. C-Ply said he ran off on him twice. I bet he wouldn't have ran off on El Chapo.
He wouldn't have ran off on Chapo. He would have thought about it.
You feel me?
He ran off on this pussy nigga twice. He did it one time. Called them back and said, "Yo, I need another.
My bad.
I'm gonna bring you the money up front.
You know I ain't mean it. Give me another one, and I'm gonna straighten you for that one in this one. We gonna have a 2-for-1 right now.
I got you.
It's a BOGO.
I got you. And that nigga ran off. He
ran off again.
Plugged. Okay.
I ain't calling bike.
He called.
I ain't calling bike.
Oh shit. What's number 3?
Yeah, no Penn say. Sean Penn say, when I do journalism, I take no payment.
Number 3.
El Chapo approved the article before it was published. You just said that.
Yeah.
El Chapo say he doesn't use drugs.
I can believe that.
And you say you can?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he say he hasn't for decades. He say many years ago he tried them. He said, but an addict say he ain't did drugs in like 20 years.
Most people, I was listening to the Freeway. Another podcast I listened to. DJ Vlad Couch.
Yeah,
I was listening to the Freeway Ricky episode.
Yeah,
and he said he asked him, "You ever did coke?" He was like, "For about a week, maybe 2 weeks." He said that was it. This is a nigga who people always say he made $3 million a day. Yes, for 2 weeks. He made $3 million. He made $3 million a day for about 2 weeks. He said, but yes, that's still a lot because 14 times 3 is quite a lot of money. With that 28, that's $42 million. So yeah, that's a lot of money. But anyway, the nigga say he never used drugs. Frank Lucas never used drugs.
Most of the successful drug dealers didn't use drugs because even if you watch movies and documentaries of these drug dealers and stuff, they never start off as a user.
No,
but once they start using, that's when they start to get reckless and shit start to go back.
Boston, Georgia. Yep.
Trying to get Boston, Georgia, and Diego money.
You feel me?
That's just what happened. And a lot of times, like, what I realize with a lot of the men, they downfall be the women. They get a woman into it, and the woman be on drugs. And she just be too wild and reckless.
Yeah.
Like
George. He got a key in the car. He got a key in the car.